Hey everybody, today we're here in Memphis, Tennessee. It's the home of the blues and the birthplace of rock and roll. And today we're here in front of Graceland, where the king of rock and roll used to live, Elvis Presley. We want you to come along. We've got a lot planned for you. This should be a great one. Elvis is credited with starting the rock and roll craze that stormed the nation in the 50s, forever changing the landscape of American music. Elvis purchased and moved to Graceland at only 22 years of age and made the 14-acre estate his home until his death in 1977. Opened to the public in 1982, Graceland is a rich source of Elvis nostalgia and a must-see for fans and music lovers alike. The house remains the same as it did when Elvis called it home. From the elegant living and music room where Elvis was known to entertain with fellow musicians, to the formal dining room where Elvis dined with family and guests, to Elvis's den, known as the Jungle Room, where late nights and fellow stars were commonplace. There is so much more for visitors to see within this home, but you'll have to visit to experience it all. The property also features a vintage car museum with several of Elvis's rides on display. His personal racquetball court, which now serves as a home to Elvis's many gold and platinum records, along with the actual jumpsuits the King wore when he performed. Additionally, guests can visit the Lisa Marie, Elvis's personal jet, equipped with a conference room and a private bedroom. A special part of the tour is the meditation garden and the final resting place of the King. Here, visitors can pause and take a moment to reflect on Elvis's legacy and place in rock and roll history. Now it's time to head over to the world-famous Peabody Hotel to experience one of Memphis's most long-standing tradition, the March of the Peabody Ducks. Since 1940, the Peabody Marching Ducks have delighted Peabody Hotel guests and tourists each morning at 11 a.m. when 5 mallard ducks led by the Peabody Duckmaster appear in the hotel lobby. Though the ducks are the main attraction, the Peabody Hotel holds more history within its walls than any other establishment in Memphis, and continues to function as the hub of downtown and a significant link to Memphis's historic past. The present-day Peabody is home to the Lansky Brothers, clothier to the King. When you think of Memphis, you think of the blues, and when you think of Beal Street, you think of Lansky Brothers, the store that permanently changed how America dresses. For nearly 65 years, Lansky has made the latest fashions available to Memphis locals and visitors, with a sense of style and one-of-a-kind apparel found nowhere else. Although Bernard is no longer with us, his son Hal and Hal's daughter Julie now operate and manage several Lansky locations in the historic Peabody Hotel.
One day, and this was early 50s, he saw this young man looking in the store, and he didn't know it was Elvis. And of course, Elvis didn't know he was Elvis
That's
either.
Right, not at that time.
He was a young man, and my dad said, "Come on in, young man, let me show you around." And Elvis said to my dad, "Mr. Lansky, I don't have any money, but one of these days I'm going to come in and buy you out." My dad said, "Young man, don't buy me out, just buy from me." And that's what started their lifelong relationship.
This was the beginning of a great friendship between the two. As Mr. Lansky said, "I put Elvis in his first suit and his last." Walk 1 block west from the Peabody to catch one of Memphis's revamped cable cars to take in the views of downtown Memphis or the scenic Riverfront Loop. The original cable car service was shut down in 1947, and it wasn't until the early 90s that Memphis purchased several circa 1920 cars from around the world and restored them to their original glory, all the while creating a fun and scenic way of getting about town. And next up on our day in Memphis is the world-renowned Smithsonian-developed Memphis Rock and Soul Museum. Located at 191 Beal Street and the corner of legendary Highway 61, also known as the Blues Highway, the museum offers a comprehensive Memphis musical experience that starts with stark depictions of the rural sharecroppers of the 1930s, wanders through the global explosion of Sun, Stax, and High Records, and illustrates and underscores Memphis's undeniable influence on the world. The museum tells the story of musical pioneers through the sheer power of music overcame racial and socioeconomic barriers to create the music that changed the world and affected the way we think and the way we dress, not only in Memphis or the nation, but the entire world. You'll find barbecue on almost every corner in the city, but in order to get the best in town, you'll have to find Rendezvous Alley. As you make your way down a secluded alley, you might feel like you're embarking on a journey to find Memphis's best-kept secret. However, when it comes to the Rendezvous, the only secret here is what's in the sauce. Serving patrons for over 60 years, Charlie Virgo's Rendezvous is another example of Memphis's rich history and tells a story while serving the quintessential Memphis-style barbecue. Simply stated, the Rendezvous is the barbecue that all other Memphis barbecue restaurants are measured against. With your stomach satisfied and your taste buds on overdrive, it's time to continue to see all that Memphis has to offer. A 10-minute car ride from downtown takes you to Sun Studios, the birthplace of rock and roll. Originally known as Sun Records and started by rock pioneer Sam Phillips in 1950, Sun Studios was the starting point of some of today's most highly regarded recording innovators. Johnny Cash, Elvis Presley, Jerry Lee Lewis, and so many more cut their first LPs in this still-working studio. Full of historical memorabilia and the opportunity to walk through the famous studio space, Sun Studios is a great stop on your journey through Memphis. A short drive from Sun Studios is the magnificent Stack Museum, located in Soulsville, USA, at the corner of Mecklemore Avenue and College Street. What began as a neighborhood record store and a dilapidated movie theater grew to become one of the world's most important music recording studios in the world. The museum is absolutely beautiful, and a mind-boggling array of artifacts, archival documents, and historically significant elements to tell the story as if it stopped in time, utilizing digital technology in the sweetest possible way. The Stax Museum of American Soul Music pays tribute to all of the artists who recorded there with a dazzling collection of more than 2,000 interactive exhibits, films, and archival memorabilia. To add to the depth of influence that Memphis wields on American culture, the town contains the infamous Lorraine Motel, the site of the assassination of Dr. Martin Luther King, which launched Memphis into the forefront of the civil rights movement. Visitors to the Civil Rights Museum will find a wealth of information, including the ability to stand on the balcony where Dr. King was murdered. See inside the faithfully preserved room 306 and experience a wide array of exhibits and documents regarding civil rights in America. A snapshot of Memphis's musical heritage is captured in time through the National Historic Landmark that is Beal Street, the official home of the blues. Established in the early 1800s as a home to traders and merchants along the Mississippi River, Beal Street provided the perfect stop for street musicians to entertain, solicit, and pick the pockets of local business owners, consumers, and passers-by. The musical sounds of the Delta blues and modern-day rock melodies are in the air on Beal Street. Walk the streets or step inside one of the many venues and you'll find the authentic sounds of Memphis every day of the week. Well, all right, we did it. We're still here in Memphis, Tennessee, the home of the blues and the birthplace of rock and roll. We saw the King's house, we cooked, we met people, and of course we enjoyed the music. And right now we're ending our day here on Beal Street, which is kind of a microcosm of everything that we've done. We've got the food, we've got the music, and we've got the culture. But Memphis is so much more. It's almost the birthplace, as we call it, of civil rights in the United States, and we saw that too. And until next time, just remember to enjoy.